EVTV.
See your eyes in every stranger. I replay the way that we were till I'm high. No, it's not right. I miss you missing me like you used to, yeah, like you used to. I miss you kissing me like you used to, like only you do. You know the good things are never as good as the bad, and your love is better than anything I've ever had. Oh, I miss you missing me like you used to, yeah, like you used to.
Welcome to EVTV for Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. It's a little bit of a different show today because we had testing yesterday and everything was in disarray. But we wanted to make a very important announcement. Prom is tomorrow, and today is the last day to buy tickets.
That's all true. Today's the last day to get tickets. So come see me in room E15. Tickets are $80, and I'll sell you one, and I'll hope to see you tomorrow night.
Right. So we want you at prom. Come buy your ticket today. It's going to be fantastic. The rest of today's show, we're going to go down to the art hall and talk a little bit with Coach about art. Interesting. We are here in the art room. What is this? F something? F?
D1.
D1. D1. We are here in D1 with Coach McGowan. And some people might not realize that your background is actually art. Tell us a little bit about your art background.
That is correct. Man, I started drawing and messing with art when I was a little kid. Probably further than I can remember. I'm not going to tell my age. So it started out as like a relief, like just stress reliever. Mm-hmm. Doodling. We had, when we were our age, younger, we had Bart Simpson and Ninja Turtles. So I started out with little stuff, just doing stuff around the school and the house. And kids started seeing it, and they like, man, you mind drawing me something? And I started out making like $1 or $2. I'd draw stuff for like friends, and then it picked up to like break time at school. People would bring stuff by for projects, and I'd draw it, and kind of made a little habit out of it. It was before the entrepreneurial thing started, but it was a way of making a little small change.
So what education background do you have in art?
I majored in graphic design at Jackson State University. When I went to school, I knew I liked to draw. Graphic design was an outlet. I used, we had Wacom tablets back then, which were a big deal. And I learned how to put my hand into a computer, which was, a big help for me because I didn't really like the digital aspect of it.
So the Wacom tablet allowed you to actually draw
what I wanted to,
into the computer.
So I don't know how familiar you are with Quark and Photoshop. Once I could get it in and I could manipulate my layers, I had my actual item there that I did. It was my work, and it made it so much easier for me. Now, once I got into college, really in depth into my field, I had professors there where they were like, man, you like using your hands. Well, that turned me on to sculpture, and that was what I wanted to be my proficient aspect of art, which I mean, I love sculpture, to be honest. I mean, it's just as much as I'm an illustrator, I like using my hands. So wood, plaster, I've done a couple of metal pieces. I mean, I just like using my hands. Maybe growing up outdoors as a kid, it just gave me, like I said, I could mix both worlds, being outside and using my hands and actually being able to make an artistic form, which could come out of anything. So
I do appreciate art. I actually enjoy art. But I need some definitions and some. I'm assuming you had to have some background in classical stuff, so I need some information from you. I really appreciate. By the way, there's 2 world-class art museums close to Memphis that you should definitely check out. One of them is in St. Louis, Missouri, like world class with European art and everything, and it's actually free. That museum is actually free. The other one is in Bentonville, Arkansas. It's called Crystal Bridges, also world class art. Both of those are within a 4.5 hour drive, so they're very accessible to you. You should definitely take trips and visit both of those art museums. We're going to talk about the art in both of them right now. But my appreciation, my favorite art to look at is art from like the 1600s, 1700s, where it's like portrait, where it looks almost like a photograph, but they've been painting. What do they call that? I'm literally asking because I don't know the definition.
It looks like a portrait, but they've been painting.
I mean, it's paintings, but it's not abstract at all. It's actual.
What medium are they using?
Oil.
Would be they're using oil.
Do they have a title? Do they actually have? Is that a style?
And I'm so far removed that I don't want to tell you the wrong name. Now I will tell you about that museum in St. Louis. True story. I took my kids there twice, and I'll find the pictures and show them to you. But that exhibit is nice. They change it up yearly. They had a huge African exhibit that was there one year, and I took them there just because I wanted them to see that there are different styles, and just because you see it on TV does not mean it's exactly what it is. So I wanted them to see, older style art, and I mean, that
museum will take you longer than a day to go through.
Yes,
it's massive. It has a massive Egyptian.
So,
they still had an African section. I don't know if it was maybe as big as what you were talking about. They had an urban section with like just abstract urban art. They had, like I said, the Europeans. I really like the European stuff. When you see like a painting of King Charles the First, that's 8 feet tall and it looks photorealistic. I really appreciate that stuff, and the detail that it takes to do that stuff is just insane to me. What I wanted to ask you about, what the art that I can't appreciate, and I just have to say I can't appreciate, is the ultra abstract stuff. Now I'm going to show you a piece. I'm going to show you a piece of art from the St. Louis Museum, and it's one that all of you guys would probably appreciate and think is really cool. This is one of those traveling pieces that's not going to be there forever, but they actually crushed up cars and made them into Nike.
It looks like tennis shoes. Yeah.
And these are actually crushed vehicles because you can see the headlights on them.
And you don't like that?
I do like this. This is not the abstract that I'm talking about. Okay? I'm about to show you the abstract I'm talking about. These are the ones I like.
Right.
I mean, that looks like a photograph.
Right. There's not really this one is a very famous one. And I'm going to have to get the name, but I can't remember the artist.
Winslow, Homer, Watching the Breakers.
Yeah. So I'm telling you that, but
I like this stuff. I like this. I mean, this is more classical.
So you would be more into realism.
Yes,
is what they would.
This one makes me angry. This is the whole point of this segment right now is because I want you to defend this. Tell me how somebody gets a buttload of money and gets that hung on the Crystal Bridges
because
art gallery.
Depending on where it's going, it changes the mood of that room. If you've heard people talk about, I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, feng shui. So that those colors each have a something that they do to you. You get what I'm saying? So that red may take you into a different. I'm telling you, I'm dead serious.
No,
Like,
I'm trying to. I do
like-
appreciate art. I'm,
like
I'm
that-
listening to you. I'm bad curious
yeah.
how someone takes a brush, and now I'm oversimplifying it. I think that's part of it. We look at this and we say somebody just slapped that on and then walked away and got a lot of money for it. He clearly probably put some thought into it, but it doesn't
about
look like you put thought into it.
Think about how solid these 3 sections are, right? And where they're placed. And then the movement it took to create this, as well as the shadow behind it. Okay.
And then
so,
one little yellow dot over to the left.
Right, but the yellow is what it's just automatically gonna draw you away. So you've got these 2 hot colors, and blue is a cool color, right? So the blue is in between the yellow, right? So the yellow, hey, I'm if I'm scatterbrained, that yellow makes me go, oh shoot, what's over there? But the blue now brings me back toward the center of the piece.
That's deep.
These are both hot colors. So if you're familiar with hot and cool colors, which you use, graphic design, so you're familiar with it. But the attractiveness of a hot color, creates your attention. That's why you see McDonald's, and I remember you doing a skit on it on EVTV
Yes.
about how the mood changes.
Yes. You have to have I think, a much deeper appreciation for art to be into
appreciate that.
to be into the modern abstract art. Let's be honest.
I like that, man.
The average person can look at the ocean and the waves picture and be like, "Oh man, that's incredible." That took
Well, I'm
him
gonna tell you how
forever."
weird I am, and my photography classes will tell you. I literally walk around outside and I do this, like, because I'm trying to
frame
see
it.
where I can find something.
Now this is one in the same room, and I'll be honest.
Now that I wouldn't do.
I didn't pass.
But I'm gonna tell you why.
I didn't pass this one up, and I actually stared at it for a long time because, for whatever reason, I thought it was really intriguing, and I couldn't tell myself
tell you why.
it was intriguing,
I like
but it
it.
was.
I'm gonna tell you why you like it. It looks like a film strip.
It does. The other thing
The
is,
old
the
film
picture,
reel.
and the picture's not doing this justice. I think
Yeah.
it was called red, but it was the colors were
Like a burnt
red
orange.
and orange, and they were
Yeah.
kind of playing into each other, and it was hard to actually
Yeah,
say
they bleed
what color
together.
is this. Mm-hmm. So
But now looking at it, it looks like when you looked at the old cartoons and they
Yep.
popped the little character
Yep.
reel around.
I could see that.
So I mean, my mind goes other places, when I look at art. So.
The dots
Man,
and the
maybe-
scribbles, though, I'm telling you,
I'm
the
telling
dots and
you.
the scribbles.
But think about, like I
Eyeball.
said, how solid those circles are, and then all of a sudden you have this wave of movement underneath them.
Ethan, how much would you pay for that one?
I put my life on it, to be honest.
All right.
So you dig it.
Yeah, I mess with it.
Thank you.
Maybe that one's not for everybody.
If you got a 15-foot wall, it's for everybody.
Now, I say all of that to say, y'all should really go and visit some of these art museums around here because there's some really intriguing things to see. And I'll say there was another piece that was amazing. That
Man, I like that.
oh my goodness. And they actually took shredded pieces of metal and I think it was maybe roofing tar strips and built this piece, which was just absolutely
And I'd imagine there's
amazing.
relief cuts and everything in that background.
It is, and then they suspended it. You can't tell. Maybe you can a little bit, but they
you
suspended
can.
it by wire into the room itself, and that took a whole lot of time.
And a lot of times you go into these museums, like looking at that, you don't realize like how large these pieces are.
Massive. This one that you're looking at was about 25 feet across the room. Like it was huge.
I'm telling you.
So, and Crystal Bridges is an amazing museum. Period, just because of its location. It's right on the river, and it's the building itself is a beautiful piece of art. So you definitely want to check that out. Go to St. Louis as well. It's the only building still standing from 1904 World's Fair, and all the museum is actually inside of that building. So Teddy Roosevelt, the president, was walking around in that building, the 1904 World Fair. So just to be in that building and know all these people, all this history in this building, amazing.
before I let you go, locally, during the summers, the Brooks Museum offers like a lot of exhibits like that they'll bring in, and they'll have people there. I mean, instructing kids on how to do art. So, I mean, if they can't make it that far, try something local. Just strike a nerve with art. Just,
Absolutely. Go give it a shot. It's intriguing. It's fun to walk around and just look at these pieces and think, what was that guy thinking?
Right.
Like I just asked Coach.
Right.
Go check it out.
So I also have a site, not to put a plug in.
Go ahead
if
and
you
plug
want
it.
to,
Go ahead and plug it.
I do art outside of school. My business is called An Itch for Art. So if you have an itch for art, that was the name I come up with years ago. I had that itch. You know, there would be times I would go spells without drawing, and it felt like there was an itch, a need. So I was like, dang, maybe it worked into a name, and
I got
that was
you.
the